Welcome back, InukiTV viewer! Today we have Deus running the Gaza Strippers playing as the US of A against Bulladyn and Perez playing as the tenacious Japanese. This is going to be an interesting matchup, and we are on the map Farmlands. This is the second time Farmlands is in action in this InukiTV Tournament Saga 1. I think so far all but one team has suggested Farmlands. So it's a pretty popular map, fairly balanced, I would say. It is ridiculously simple if you think about it. There's just this sort of urban area in the middle and then two more open flanks on the left and right hand side, obviously. And also we have these greenhouses which just get obliterated within the first engagements. Just the bullets tear them apart. So anyway, we have Deus drone on the right hand side. He's dedicating all of his forces to the right hand side. There we go. We've got three dudes now running across the road. I don't know if they're going to assist in the middle. But Gaza Stripper's dedicating his entire force, all but one guy, to the middle of the map, meeting Bulladyn. Straight up in the first engagements, Bulladyn winning the race to the centre, already 20% capping that central zone. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold it though. His infantry is just getting massacred by the bullet fire from these US troops. But they already had their sort of set up position, they just hang back. Okay, they weren't there instantly, but if you think of it as like an arc of fire, they were there ready to fire when Bulladyn's troops were moving in. They weren't in position to fire straight away. So it goes without saying that they lost more there trying to hold that middle zone. There was not any cover there, so it was a problem. But still early game, there's still plenty of chance to get back into the fight. Now both teams have picked factions which have an early game domination, or at least when they're usually playing against other factions, they have a strong early game. So we're not going to be expecting any sort of heavy stuff coming out from both sides. I'm expecting just all-out aggression constantly throughout this game as both teams try and get early game advantage. But that is just my prediction. I could be completely wrong. Anyway, on this right-hand side, it seems like this point has been delayed capture, but capturing it from inside a dwelling, isn't that pleasant? Type 92 car appears in the middle, trying to seize that early game advantage. Okay, Bulladyn, questionable decision to run over your guy, but okay, I'll go with you. Okay, that tree could have been blocking an AT shot of yours later on, yeah? Maybe. Gaza Strippers runs out, tries to get an AT grenade on the Type 92. Doesn't quite get it, though. Type 92 now charging ahead. It doesn't care if there's any danger around. Gaza Stripper's completely baffled. Doesn't have any AT grenades to throw. But we do have a light AT gun here. But it's terrain. The terrain it is on. It can't get the shot from here. It needs to move up the hill. And that's dangerously close to being hit by the Type 92. This light AT gun doesn't exactly offer much protection. It tries to get one shot off. Completely misses. I wasn't even close. You see, that tree blocked the shot. That's why you need to destroy trees with Type 92s. It comes round the back. It's killed all the guys on it, I think. No, they're still alive. They're trying to run for their life with the AT gun. And I know what's going to happen now. Oh, no. He steals the AT gun. Bulladyn winning the early game Hero of the Month award. He's getting away with that AT gun. Gaza Strippers comes out again, tries to get an AT grenade on. But I think he needs to be using direct control because that AI is awful. Freaking awful. Never send an AI to do a man's or woman's job unless it's like dishwashing, because dishwashing's cool, yo. So anyway, that's a tip. If you're going to be throwing AT grenades, I highly recommend using direct control. And this Type 92, having delivered its light AT gun to its troops behind its own lines, is like, oh, Herald delivery, 1 wonton soup. It's now coming back for more. And it looks like it's getting away with it. There's no AT gun around. There doesn't seem to be any bazookas around to take out this Type 92. There's just absolutely nothing at the moment. And I think as soon as he finds out there's a huge squad around here, that Type 92 It is going to come charging in. Is there anything that can take it out? We've got one grenade. That was so far off. Again, direct control is necessary here. Bulladyn being completely relentless, but he does eat a bazooka shot. Okay, that's exactly what we needed. It came a bit late. Just a tinsy bit late, but now we can get back on track now that Type 92 is down. But, however, just great play from Bulladyn there. He did take out a lot. He may have lost it. Maybe unnecessarily lost it. He did charge straight into the middle of a squad. It could have just ended with AT grenades or, you know, whatever. They must have had something. But he still inflicted a lot of casualties. But he didn't get that middle zone. That's a problem. Meanwhile, I'm wondering where Perez is. I've not seen Perez just yet. Maybe he's on the far right-hand side. We definitely have seen Bulladyn on this left-hand side and the central position. I'm sure we'll find Perez around somewhere, though. But for now, Gaza Strip is now engaging this left-hand side. Very lightly, just a few troops, about 4 or 5 maybe. Laying down, giving some fire over there. We have some mortar trucks already out. One of the hero units in the game, but in the patch, that's going to become a normal unit. So it's going to be... Hopefully, we're going to see that used less, because those things are extremely accurate. I can see in the next few minutes that Gaza and Deus's frustrometers are going to be sky high at the moment. Those mortar trucks are just going to halt any sort of offensive action, maybe even tear up their own defenses, and it's just going to be a huge problem unless they deal with it very early on. This M19 could possibly deal with it. It's not got a lot of range. It would have to move pretty damn close and fire through a wall on that right-hand side. We do have a mortar truck on the left-hand side, I believe. Or at least I saw a red triangle. I'm just going to assume it's another mortar truck. Because, you know, why the hell not? These things are just superior units in the early game for the Japanese. It just wouldn't make any sense to not use them right now. But how are we going to see this M19 used anyway? We're going to obviously see it soon unless I crash and burn. It's being supported by some US Marines from Gaza. And Deus Drone also bringing up his own US Marines. So it looks like we're going to get one heavy assault. And it appears as if they're going to the left-hand side in one unified assault. This is going to be interesting to see how they pull it off. If we just check the minimap, you can see Deus has that right-hand side mostly on lockdown. As for the central position, it's so far lightly defended. Not going to see a push from the Japanese, I don't think, or at least the Americans don't think that's going to happen, so they're not going to reinforce that area for now. It seems like we're going to get a huge assault on the left-hand side, and remember, there are more than just the central position and your 2 points on the game. There are those left and right positions on your enemy's territory to go for as well. And if they're not defended as heavily as the central zone, then it's going to be easier to take. You're going to lose less trying to capture those zones than if you tried to throw everything you have in the middle. It appears the assault on the left has begun. Deus Drone moving his US Marines in, supporting that M19, which is laying waste to that building. Did actually try and take a shot at the mortar truck by the looks of it, but that's just pulled out of there. Thankfully enough, that building saved it. Gaza looks like he's being a little bit cautious. He doesn't want to charge that straight in. No, that's what these Marines are for. Bulladyn, strangely enough, has one soldier here. Still alive and still regenerating health, apparently. Throwing some grenades behind this rock, gets one guy. Awesome play from Bulladyn. He's hiding his guys, chucking grenades in, getting rid of those some of the US Marines. Fortunately, though, there are enough US Marines to spare around here. We do have a second squad lying in wait, waiting to reinforce, and that's what they are doing. They're moving some more troops in and trying to get into this area, which is good. We've got more grenades being tossed over the hill. We really need to see some extra infantry moving from Bulladyn, and just as I say that, paratroopers roll in with an AT gun. This is the perfect counter to what's on this left-hand side. Whether they can get it into position in time to take out the M19, I don't know. I think the M19 is moving back already. They've spotted it, so it would make sense for it to move back. The Marines, I don't know if they want to continue the engagement or if they want to retreat. It does look like they're retreating back behind the rocks, so not a full retreat. For the moment, just sort of a tactical retreat to try and regroup. I don't know what they can do against that AT gun at the back. I don't know what they're going to do about the paratroopers, but I think the US Marines are more than capable of taking out paratroopers. But position is important, and those Marines don't have the position. They've got barely anything to hide around when they get up on that hill. They're going to be completely exposed to that AT gun. And that M19 as well did the right thing and retreated, so it was great that he played cautiously. Although that attack has kind of failed in a way, it still forced a response. It forced more infantry to go on that left-hand side. It forced an AT gun to go there. And now it looks as if this M19 is now moving to the center. So that AT gun, if it needs to get to where it's needed now, it's going to take some time for it to get there, which means this M19 can dominate the central field right now. Still being cautious because it knows there is a response out there. But still, it laid waste to that machine gun, and that's still just amazing at the moment. So amazing play from Gaza and Deus. Hooray! Of course, they still only have 2 points, but it doesn't disregard the skillful play that happened there. We still have a lot of units that could be used. M19 now opting to look at some drifting wood in the water. Very hostile wood, just needs to check it out in case anyone's hiding around there. But anyway, they don't have free zones, they need to get into this zone. M19 can definitely help with this right now, and the AT gun, rather than move to the center and try and get a shot on the M19, it's going to go more left, which is... I'm not sure, Bulladyn, this seems a little odd. There's nothing here for that AT gun to really do apart from take out Marines, which you are doing an awesome job of doing. Double doing there with your paratroopers. There's so many US Marines lost on this left-hand side that Bulladyn now could press the advantage and claim that zone. He only has this M19 to worry about, though. But that left-hand point is just not seeing really any infantry there to guard it. So if Bulladyn... Hopefully he can just sort of probe that area and find out that it's lacking defenses, and he can move on to that area. We had a half-track come straight down this road. Unfortunately, though, this is not the best road to drive down. There's so many places infantry can hide. AT bazooka men especially, they can just get a really good side shot when it charges down the road. Half-track is still repairable, though. I think it's a little bit too dangerous to repair, given its current location is like right down the middle, where the Japanese and American forces seem to be having most of their engagements. Static emplacements are on the rise for Bulladyn once again. Here we have Perez. Finally Perez with a Chinu. Obviously he's been working hard on the right hand side, and I've probably missed him in the middle as well, but we have an MG, we have an AA gun, and a Chinu. Chinu damages the track of the M19. This is surely going to die very shortly from the Chinu. Straight away, though, instant response from Deus drone. He buys a jumbo. Now, this can definitely take out the Chinu from Perez. Perez currently unaware of its location on the field and its presence, of course. So, will this M19 die before the jumbo can do anything? The jumbo has halted. What's it doing? It needs to save its little friend. Dude, move forward, take it out, get a good side shot. There we have some pinging on the map saying, oh my god, this is killing my M19. Why won't somebody save me? I need a hero! Unfortunately, it's too late. The hull's just completely gone. There's no more hull left for it. And now the Chinu is fully aware of the jumbo tank. It's going to go head-to-head. Frontal armor versus frontal armor. And that didn't last very long. This AA gun surely now second on the hit list. Jumbo tank aiming at his shot. Preparing to fire, still reloading. There we go, whiffs a shot, but unfortunately it's an armor-penetrating round. He needs to switch to high explosive. We have a second jumbo appearing from Gaza strippers. If one jumbo works, then why the hell not? Let's get another jumbo tank, it'll be twice as effective. Of course, that's how the game works. On the right-hand side, we've just got light infantry combat, Deus drone hiding behind a few buildings. Go. Enters the battle, but a little out of place. It's trying to take on 2 jumbos. I don't think that's going to work exactly. One jumbo, Deus' drone's jumbo, has been tracked. He's already going out and repairing that. Unfortunately, though, for Bulladyn and Perez, there's no real way to flank this at the moment. There's an excellent building covering it. Although, now if I check the map, there's a huge gap in the line of sight for the American players at the moment. Anything could sneak around. It looks like there is something sneaking around already. Bazooka shot straight for the front. Damages the hull. It's still repairable, though, unfortunately. But that's going to be some time before that gets back in the action. Now the gun isn't operational at all.